I wish to make reference to our press release issued on Tuesday, 15th of April, 2025, regarding allegation of malpractice and ethical breaches in kidney transplant services at Mediheal Hospital in Eldoret, Wasingishu County. In December of 2023, the Ministry of Health constituted a multidisciplinary fact-finding mission to investigate these very serious concerns. The team was comprised of transplant specialists, ethicists, representatives from the Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Services, the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council, who are regulators, the Kenya Renal Association, senior ministry officials, experts from the academia. Their mandate was clear. They were to verify claims raised by the Transplantation Society. They were to audit the transplant procedures at Mediheal and assess compliance with clinical, legal, and ethical standards. The report produced by the team was not signed because of dissenting opinions of some team members on the recommendation. But sad to say, that report was also not submitted officially to the Ministry of Health for further action. And you must know that myself, this is my 16th day, and my PS, this is his first day. Following the recent development, and in the interest of protecting patient safety and upholding public trust in our health system, I am today issuing the following directives. Number one, I'm appointing an independent expert committee of transplant experts drawn from both the public and the private health facilities, professional associations, and relevant regulatory bodies of men and women of high integrity to undertake a comprehensive audit of all kidney transplant services at Mediheal Group of Hospitals for the past 5 years, with a focus on governance, clinical practice, ethical compliance, and patient safety protocols. The committee will be expected to submit its report within 90 days from the date of appointment. So they can give me a report even within a month. This action is necessitated by the fact that the report of December 2023 probe team was neither formally submitted to the ministry nor unanimously endorsed by its members. Number two, an immediate suspension of kidney transplant services at Mediheal Group of Hospitals. Effective immediately, all transplant services, and in particular kidney transplant services at Mediheal Group of Hospitals, are hereby suspended until further notice. This decision follows credible concerns from government and citizens regarding the facility adherence to the required ethical standards in the conduct of transplant procedures. Number three, redirection of patients to other licensed transplant facilities. All patients currently receiving or seeking transplant-related services at Mediheal hospitals are advised to seek care at the following 8 licensed kidney transplant facilities. And these are Kenyatta National Hospital, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Aga Khan University Hospital, MP Shah Hospital, Nairobi Hospital, St. Luke's Hospital in Eldoret, Nairobi West Hospital, and Mata Hospital. Number 4, immediate suspension of 2 senior Ministry of Health officials or officers. To protect the integrity of the ongoing process, I have also, in consultation with the leadership at the Ministry of Health, I've also directed the immediate suspension of Dr. Morris Wakwabubi, the acting head of the Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Services, and Dr. Evelyn Chege, the technical lead who chaired the ministry's multidisciplinary probe in December 2023. This step is necessary to eliminate any potential conflict of interest and to ensure that further investigations proceed independently and objectively in accordance with the relevant laws of our country. I have further appointed Dr. Martin Sirengo, Senior Deputy Director of Medical Service, to take charge of the Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Services in the interim period. Number 5, the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council is hereby directed to suspend forthwith issuance of new license for foreign medical practitioners in Kenya, except those from the East Africa Community member states, until the standards and guidelines are reviewed to conform with international best practice. In addition, the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council is directed to carry out an audit of all licensed foreign medical practitioners in our country, except those from the East Africa Community member states, and submit a report to my office within 90 days. And finally, as the Cabinet Secretary for Health and the team that I lead and work with, I want to reaffirm my ministry's unwavering commitment to protecting the rights, the safety, and the dignity of patients, and to uphold the highest standard of professionalism, ethics, and accountability in all aspects of the health delivery system in our country. We are committed to restoring order, public trust, and confidence in Kenya's health system, and that's why we are at the leadership of this ministry. Thank you very much. That is the end of my statement. Yes? No worry, I can hear you.
Okay, my name is Felix Maringa from Deutsche Welle. Question is, what is the ministry doing about all the patients who are taken advantage of, the young people who are now risking their health or risking their lives? And you've mentioned a couple of actions that the ministry is taking, including the investigation for whatever has happened in the last 5 years. But these patients do not have that patience to wait for the investigation. What is the action that the ministry is taking right now?
We have appointed a team that will do proper review and investigation. Once we get that report, part of that report on the citizens who suffered during this period, after we receive that report, There are institutions in our country that have the constitutional mandate to deal with such incidents.
Waziri, my name is Gatete Njoroge from Citizen TV. You mentioned a hospital where you are redirecting patients to go to. I've done a story of a victim who claims he is a victim of organ trafficking, allegedly, and the operation happened at one of the facilities that you have mentioned patients should seek services, specifically according to the victim, not according to me. He mentioned St. Luke's Hospital. And I wanted to ask, just to add on that question, are you also investigating other hospitals in Eldoret and other parts of the country which could have been part of this? Thank you.
This committee will investigate all the facilities outside the issue that we have today of Mediheal, but all other hospitals that I've mentioned, they are not under investigation, but their procedures, their ethical standards, how they do this, we have guidelines, and audit will be done. Yes?
Mine is a bit not from the Mediheal report. My name is Ode Francis from Citizen TV.
I'm only addressing the agenda that is I came here for. If there's any other thing, then
could you
give the mic to the second person who has an issue on this one.
Then I'll pick it up then.
Okay.
From there.
Then later you can. And if it's about universal health coverage, I think you can. I've answered over 50 questions. Okay.
Thank you so much. My name is Leon Bibigu from the Daily Nation. Now, Waziri, this is your 16th day in office.
Absolutely.
And there was an administration in place when all these things were happening. I am very much interested to know what actually happened with your predecessors that led to us being in this position. Thank you.
I can only account for my 16 days. On the day I was appointed, if anything has happened within the borders of Kenya and the Ministry of Health, I can account for that. I don't want to account for the many ministers of health who are in this building, including the former President, Honorable Mwai Kibaki, the late Honorable Mwai Kibaki. So there were many. So I can only ask me about the 16 days.
Okay.
Looks like nobody else.
I have a question. My name is Eunice Omono from K24. I have two questions. One, is it about time now that the country has a national registry for donation and transplant, so at least we can have transparency? And is this one of the things that you're expecting from the task force team that you're going to create? Then secondly, about the laws, there's still some lacuna in the Health Act 2017, matters transplants and donations. Are we going to see this bill being amended so that, the act being amended so that we can see vulnerable people are protected? For example, the poor, the refugees, children, and people living with mental conditions. Thank you.
I think the guidelines, the director of medical service is here, my PS public health is here, and my new PS. Even my new PS, you can only ask him about his questions on the last few hours. We took over around, I think, midday, so you can't ask him about what happened before he came. But I will ask the DG to tell you that as we are talking, the guidelines, the procedures, and if it means to improve them further better to secure the lives of those vulnerable Kenyans, we will do.
Thanks, Waziri, and thanks, Eunice, for that question. We know the burden of non-communicable diseases is really increasing, and the two leading causes of end-stage renal disease is hypertension and diabetes. And we know by 2030, non-communicable diseases will overtake communicable diseases in this country. So this is a problem that we have to grapple with even in the future. Regarding the processes that we are taking, one of them is we have developed a draft policy which is awaiting public participation. to be able to guide us in this entire process of organ donation and organ transplant. Best practice worldwide is that donations have to be altruistic, meaning it does not have only to be a relative who can be able to donate to another member of the family, but even a friend can come, but within a specific framework. We have also developed a draft bill because of the lacuna in the Health Act 2017 regarding organ donation. And going forward, we are going to put a lot more emphasis on deceased organ donation so that organs become assets of the states, and we have a priority listing of patients waiting for certain procedures, and as the organs become available, then they are prioritized for transplant services. We have also developed the relevant technical guidelines and protocols to be able to steer kidney transplant, liver transplant, cornea transplant, and bone marrow transplant, amongst others. So that weakness in the law is what we have picked up, and we are working on to ensure patients' rights are protected, but also safety of the outcomes of the procedures that we undertake. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm sure you know under our universal health coverage, we have digitized our health system, and I want to assure you that the transplantation will also be part of our digitization so that we can monitor all transplants that are taking place, but only that somebody has abused the law. I mean, there are guidelines, there are affidavits to be signed, and somebody somewhere decides, and we will deal with that, and there are institutions that deal with when certain criminal acts of that nature is. But we are committed to the safety of our patients. The final question, which is not part of this, what is it?
My name is Ode Francis from Citizen TV, and allow me to direct my question to PS Public Health. I understand that there's a story that we've been following on issues to do with importation and withdrawal and cancellation of clearance to distribute cigarettes from China. There are some individuals you arrested. There was an operation on 25th that was done, and some Chinese were arrested. Some 11 brands that you found not conforming with the government policies. Where are we with this case? And finally, what are we doing? So what does that mean to the Kenyan people? Asante.
That matter, I have submitted an answer I was asked by Parliament, and we will speak to it to Parliament. You know, you have said many things, that some police arrested people. Police are not domiciled in this ministry. That's a different thing. Yes, but that matter is on my desk. The PS has given me all the information. I am compiling it. Once I put my signature and I'm happy with it, we will not allow Kenyans to get substandard health products. They're the taxpayers, and the whole chain of pharmaceutical and all other telemedicine, technology, they must get it. So my brother from Royal Media, let me just finish, and if you want it, we will make it public. The moment I deliver to the clerk of the National Assembly, I'm sure you have a parliamentary reporter there, tell him to get a copy. That will be a very comprehensive report on that matter. We will not hide anything, we will tell you everything. That's why we have taken the following actions. That committee was led by the person I have suspended. Yeah. I asked the question, why should a report, and an audit report of that nature takes 1.5 years to reach the Ministry of Health that constituted it. So we are we are responsible to the safety and the health of our citizens. That's the bottom line. Thank you very much. What is burning?
Some of those
Not we get the fire extinguisher around here.
Some of the victims are young people, their families, they have struggling families, and at the moment they have effects. So the question of will government help them in terms of getting medical attention even as the investigations continue?
We will think about that, but I want the victims to go to the nearest police station, record statement with the DCI. They have the right. And when our team go to the ground, they will interview them, they will see them, they will meet them. We want to do due diligence and be fair to all the players. But as they should not just be talking to the media, and we should not cover their faces. They are victims. They deserve justice. They should. We are living in a very democratic country. They should go to the nearest DCI office, to the nearest office of the criminal justice system. I am not in charge of those institutions. And they will help us bring the culprits to book. But from our side, I have said those who violated the clinical aspect of it, the ethics aspect of it, the legal aspect of it, there are our guidelines, our laws that governs the health, Ministry of Health. We will take appropriate action. And already we have taken some. And it will not be business as usual for foreign doctors, who we are hearing in some cases, they were deregistered and banned to practice in their home countries to come to Kenya. That's why the council, which is the regulator, going forward, we are telling them to do an audit. So that is our position. Thank you very much. Thank you, the media.